Can I share this somehow?
Yeah, just hit the share button and share it over on your social, share it on your community tab. Share with a friend. Share with a friend. Here we are again at the campfire. I got my
Yep.
lantern. What do you got? Today I'm in a little bit better mood. Remember, I told you yesterday I wanted to go grab a beer. Are you froze up?
In the link.
Oh, okay. Oh no. Yeah.
What
I don't
about
know,
now?
but you look great. You look amazing. You look like the star that I've always known.
It sounds like it's echoing now or something.
It might be that I got my iPad on over here. I turned
Okay.
I turned my iPad down. There. I got my iPad down. I'm not sure.
We're definitely messing this up, but if we do this enough, we'll get good at it.
Well, I haven't done this live together too much, but I haven't. We got Hooties. Who is Hooties? Is it Hooties? I do got a bit of an echo.
Yeah, what's going on with that echo? That's crazy.
I don't know. Well, let's take a walk around your tell your story about your Jeep.
So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to grab something, if I have anything left. One fancy water.
Oh, that's my boy. Make sure you got the right nutrients.
I'm still getting a pretty bad echo from you.
Huh?
I'm still getting an echo from you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what it is.
Huh.
My iPad's off. It's not off, but it's not on either. Or it's not.
Right.
I'm not sure what it is.
Maybe you have two microphones on.
No, I don't have no microphones on.
Huh.
I'm not sure what it is.
Okay.
Something inside
So
the app. I don't know.
let me
It was
not be
working.
rude here. Can you see? Can see you now. Thank you, squirrels. Magnet fishing. Oh, I love magnet fishing. And Nancy Drew, both look and sound good. Thank you so much, Nancy Drew, if you're still there.
Yeah. So let's take a tour of this mega Jeep that you've been working on.
Well, so first of all, I'm working on my diesel heater right now,
Right?
and I'm getting this set up so that this weekend or very soon. Is it still echoing for you or no?
Not that bad.
Okay.
Do you
I've
have
got my
your
tent on the
speakerphone
roof
on?
there. Rooftop tent folds out pretty easy. And I actually used this weekend. I went camping here in a place called Lake of the Ozarks. There was a state park there, and I went with my buddy Jeremy. And the echo is just killing me. I don't know if maybe I should turn my volume down.
I don't know what it would be.
All
I
right, I
wonder
turned
if I
mine
put my
down just so it doesn't echo so
earbuds
much
on
because
if it'll
it's
make a difference.
a little bit distracting. But we camped at a campsite, and because it was a state campground here in the state of Missouri, it was only like $15 a night. It was no electricity at the site, but I had plenty of electricity in the power station in the back of the Jeep there. And then on top of that, it was easy to just set up my tent in the morning. And then by the end of the day, or by the end of the morning, excuse me, set my tent up at night. And by the end of the morning, put it up and we went to all the events. So very easy there. What else? That's pretty much the main thing. So the Jeep, the front of it, and it is dark. I always seem to call you when it's so dark out. But
Where's all your
actually,
lighting?
I've got this really cool light. Let me pull my big light out, okay?
All right.
You're gonna get a crazy kick out of this light.
All right.
All right.
You got time. Bring your light out. Let's have a little fun.
Yeah, so my light here, it's in this huge tube, okay? And normally the tube is right here. I just
Right.
unscrew this tube. You're gonna like freak out when you see this thing. This is called the Goal Zero skylight. So this
Oh,
giant
that's
light right
is
here,
that is
this
that
is gonna
perfect
give
for
us like
filming?
daylight quality light. Let me get this thing out.
Oh my god.
I used this weekend while I was camping.
Right.
Hey Hooties, if you're still listening, do you hear a bunch of echoes? Or is that just in my phone only? So
I
this
don't.
thing, you raise it up really high, okay? So you see it's high like that now, out of the way? And then
Wow.
we have light.
Wow. That's like
It's as
daylight.
bright as a street lamp, you know?
Now take us for a tour. Can anybody
I'm
else
actually gonna
hear
raise it
the
a
echo?
little more to get that glare. This
All
thing
right.
is like 12 feet tall. So just to kind of show you,
Right.
that's how tall it is. It's basically like a portable street lamp. So that thing is
How long will
crazy.
that how long will that run?
So as it's set up right now, it'll run for about an hour because I have it on the
Right.
brightest.
Right.
But if I put it on the lowest setting, which you could just barely tell it's on, it'll last up to 8 hours. So I'll go medium. You can see the Jeep okay right now, right?
Right. You should take us for a walk around now that you got good lighting. You
Okay,
got
Hootie,
really
thanks
good
for that
lighting.
response because I'm getting something on my phone. I can hear everything we say like 10 seconds later. It's super distracting. But it's a
I,
2023 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon. I did trade. I had a minivan that I had for about 10 years. I traded that minivan camper in for this vehicle. And yes,
how
I
much did
am a
they
little
give you
dirty
for a
too from
trade in?
working out here. But I regret trading it in because this is a traditional passenger compartment. And I can't really camp in the passenger compartment. And so when I want to go camping, I've got to stop and I have to pop out the tent.
Right.
And so I can't do that. Like, hey, if I'm at work or if I'm in town somewhere, I can't pop my tent out and camp in the back of my Jeep. That would just be nuts.
You'd be
But
almost like a Jimmy boy if you did that.
yeah, it's a little too much for me. I prefer the stealth camping and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that light is crazy, huh?
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. And then, as I said, let me see if I can. Okay, so as I said, I'm working on this diesel heater, and while we were goofing around trying to get the live stream set up, I spliced these wires. Very, if you're an electrician, please don't judge it because that is just electrical tape. It is
Right.
kind of a temporary solution, but that
Right.
is an XT60. So this is what a lot of these solar generators use to power. And my EcoFlow here has a jack that's specifically made for this connector. So what I
Hey,
want to
I got
do and what my plan was tonight is to hook up the diesel heater and just test it out. That way I know that it's ready to go for the weekend, if that makes sense.
my buddy Dennis just picked up one of those EcoFlow Deltas.
Yep.
It was $4.99 on sale, and he had $100 coupon because he did a video for a company. He got it for
Yep.
$3.99 plus a little bit of tax out the door. So it's like a little over $400. Is that a deal or is that a deal?
$4.99 for that Delta 2 is an
No, yeah,
amazing deal.
it was four. It was like four something, 420 after his discount for his $100
For the
coupon.
Delta
He got
2.
yeah, he had $100 discount for doing a video for another company,
So here's what worries me about the diesel heater.
right?
It's got this exhaust right here. I want to put it under the tent in this area, but then that carbon monoxide from that exhaust is going to rise possibly, right?
Right.
And so what I don't want to do Let me move this thing. What I really want to do is keep it here, but now that I'm looking at it, it's kind of too close to the tent for comfort because I don't really want carbon monoxide from here going into the tent. So let's check it out.
I almost feel like I'm right there with you.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
I do, dude. I almost feel like I'm right there with you. It was almost like I am having a flashback from last summer.
Going camping out there, right?
Yeah, going camping out there.
All right, so I'm gonna squeeze around there and plug that in. Let's see.
Man, this thing's popping hot coals everywhere.
I've got to go around into the garage here and grab an adapter that I need to hook up.
You're fine. You got plenty of time. I'm not going nowhere.
While I do that, why don't you tell me a story?
Well, there once was this guy named Jimmy Boy. We met up with this other guy and they went on a camping adventure. And one guy almost got ate by a bear, and the other guy was safe in his minivan. But that ain't quite true. That ain't how it went down. But it was a fun camping adventure. Let's put it that way. I'm eating these peppers that I cooked over the bonfire. Pretty darn
Oh
good.
yeah. All right, so I've got this. This goes into the Blue Eddy, that power station right there, the Blue Eddy
What's bl-
AC240, and then that has this XT60 output. And so I'm just gonna squeeze my hand in there and get that plugged in.
that is a very nice light.
All right,
I
so
mean,
now that I've got
oh, that's
the,
sharp
the
setup.
heater plugged in, the power's on. So what I have to be careful about is the bottom of the heater. Let me see if I can show you. The exhaust goes through the bottom right here, and if I don't put it on a block, like I have it on this little block of wood right here, it'll actually contact the surface that's below it. And so I don't want to damage that. So I'm going to raise the heater up.
Right.
These are my little blocks of wood that I usually use sometimes with my jack stands to level the vehicle. All right, let me do this. All right, so now you can see that silver coil right there. That is
Yeah.
actually the exhaust for the diesel heater. It's facing this way, so it's outside of the range of my rooftop tent. So it's not in the way. And what I really wanted to see is the the amount of power that the diesel heater pulls when it's on. So let's see if I can turn it on.
Gunlinger, Linger. I think it's Gunslinger. Linger Outdoors said can't stay, but wanted to say what's up. I think I could be slaying that. I don't got my reading glasses on.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about the heater is it has I just found the on switch. So we're on right now. And I hear the heater kicking on.
Man, that is one sweet setup.
All right. I'm just gonna set it to max. And then from there I can see that the heater, oops. So the heater right now is on can you see that?
Yeah.
Just about 90 watts going up to 100. I'm curious how high it's going to go because a lot of folks with these diesel heaters, they're not able to hook up to a regular power station because it pulls so much power that it overloads the AC, excuse me, the DC plug. But I hit 110 there, and that 110, that's the glow plugs warming up inside of the diesel heater.
So how long will that power station actually run it then?
So this one, it says it'll run it for 15 and a half hours like this, but that's the preheat. Once it heats up, I've heard that this number will go way down. So right
So it
now it
won't.
says about 15 hours like this.
Right. So it shouldn't be that bad then.
Nah, it shouldn't be too bad. Oh,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you can hear the exhaust right now.
No, it's quiet.
So I can hear it, I can smell it.
So now is that going to be a problem being up in the tent? Is what I'm wondering.
Well, let me poke this down a little more before it gets hot.
Right.
What I think I'm going to end up doing is I need to buy another extension for this exhaust, and I want to run it like a few feet away from the vehicle, you know.
Right.
But we're still pulling 110 watts, which to me is a lot for max mode. 115 and the hot air is starting to come out. So I got this hose. I ordered a 16-foot hose. So I could also probably hook that diesel heater up and set it on the ground next to the Jeep, you know?
Right.
And all of this is really just to test run it. Yeah, I'm still pulling 130 watts. And it just dropped to 20. So it's on max fan mode. It's heated like full heat and it's only pulling 20 watts. So at this rate, I mean, it says 99 hours on the display, but it'll run for quite a while like that. And that's some hot air coming out of this tube, you know. But that's what I was doing today, Jamie. That's why I called you up earlier. It almost sounds like a jet engine spooling up. If you ever sit at an airline or something. Oh yeah, that's some hot air. How's your fire looking?
The fire is looking good. I was gonna say I can't even hear it. It's I that is quiet.
That's a long pipe.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't hear nothing. So what we got here is we have Adventure Gear TV, and he's showing us his Jeep and some of his upgrades that he's working on the Jeep. How many watt hours is a power station that you got running that?
So the base station there is 1,500 watt hours. And
Right.
then right before we called earlier, I pulled the I pulled the expansion battery out, and that expansion battery has 2,000 watt hours. So
Oh
combined, it was
wow.
like 3,700 watt hours. which is plenty of power. And right now, let's see here. Yo, tell the guy who's showing us his Jeep to oil up because I'm on my way.
Oh
Oil up.
Jesus.
Jimmy boy, you're just missing those marshmallows, chocolate, and graham crackers.
Yeah.
That's a good comment right there.
Yeah. We're missing the s'mores.
Yep. So I've got, let's do here. Let's see. Yeah. So
Oh,
that's
that's a nice setup.
max distance on that hose. So that's from the diesel
Dang.
heater. That'll allow me to, if I want to, I can set up a ground tent and run the hose to the heater. Now it's not
Right.
insulated. So as that hose goes on, I'm going to lose some of the heat from the pipe itself.
Right.
But I just wanted to run it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it down a little bit.
Dude, I can't even hear it. I don't hear
Oh,
nothing.
this thing is,
You're hearing it all on your side.
it might be the noise canceling or something on the
Are
iPhone
you
here.
are you still getting an echo? Maybe that's what it is because I'm not hearing nothing. You're
Yeah, I'm still, let's
completely
see here.
I only hear your voice.
See if
That's
I
it.
can fix it here.
Yeah. It's something in your settings on your iPhone. That's what I'm thinking. Because everything's sounding perfect.
Can you hear it now?
Oh, now I hear. Now I am starting to hear that diesel heater.
And I wonder
I got bear spray,
Ozarks
but
Great Adventures, awesome. I'm actually in Missouri as well, in the Mark
yes,
Twain National Forest.
you got to worry about bears down there.
Not at all, honestly.
And I'm sitting at home in front of my fire, just trying to enjoy some quality time with my old, old buddy from way back.
I'm trying to figure out.
Adventure,
I'm so
Adventure Gear
such an
TV.
amateur when it comes to the audio. What about you now? All right, so now I've got this thing on like level 4. I'm gonna put it down. Just standing next to this hose because it's a diesel heater.
Yeah.
It's too hot for me. 8 watts right now on level 1. So running the diesel heater on level 1, still blazing hot. Not blowing the fan as much, but
Right.
it's only pulling 8 watts from the power station. So it would run that power station for a long
Days.
time.
Days.
Let's see. I go camping Mark Twain. Will you be around tomorrow night camping? Mark Twain is huge. So I'm in the Rolla district, and I do a lot of camping out here. You can see some of that if you check out my channel.
Yeah. Ozark Great Adventures. I actually watch him. Actually, Adventure Gear TV. He actually sent me this hat. Ozark Great
Okay.
Adventures. He sent this to me because he knows I collect hats. And
Yeah.
this is an Indiana Jones hat. He just sent it to me as a gift. Pretty nice dude. So if you get a chance to meet up with him and you have spare time sometime when you're not busy, I would maybe consider going and doing a little video. I mean, if he's in your neck of the woods.
All right, Branson is Branson where Silver Dollar City is? Is that Branson?
Right outside of Branson. Boy, it seems like we're getting all your people right around you that you didn't even know were around you that are
Yeah, that's
YouTubers.
crazy too because I go camping. I don't go as much as I would like. So yeah, Branson's near Silver Dollar City. So I recently, I'm not sure what kind of rig you have, Um, the group was called the Mark Twain Mafia. I recently did a trail ride with them, closer to Branson, about halfway from my place to Branson.
Hmm.
So I shut this diesel heater off. It's still pulling. It's essentially doing its cool down sequence. And what I've heard with these cheap diesel heaters is that
Right.
you have to allow them to do their cool down sequence, or they'll actually
Right.
gunk up inside. And so I'm letting it run through its process. I'm not going to disconnect it or anything, and just let it go.
So did you just get that?
I got it maybe about 2 weeks ago, and I've been slowly tinkering with it. I didn't assemble it, but I put a lot of the external, like the exhaust, you have to mount yourself, and this little air intake you have to mount yourself. And like I said, I just wanted to test it because I'm waiting for the weather to get cold so I can give it a good outdoor winter test. And the number one thing that concerns me with it is carbon monoxide. So I know I had that
Right.
carbon monoxide sensor the last time that I saw you and we camped together,
Right.
but I want to get a new one. That way, I'm positive that as I go through some of these diesel heaters over the next couple months, that
Right.
I have the right safety mechanisms in place. If that makes sense.
Right.
Let's see.
And you're
Big fat
definitely
smoke.
big on the safety.
Hike with Mike says he always carries bear spray. Good idea. And actually, I always carry things to deter particularly two-legged
Yeah.
predators. And I
You
thought
go
maybe bear spray would be a great opener,
an
and
opener.
maybe I'll start carrying some just to have it as an opener. So, you
An
can.
opener.
Well,
You
you
got the
start
closer.
with the least lethal options, if that makes sense. So the bear
That
spray,
does that
yes, it's
does make
gonna
sense.
hurt, but it may de-escalate a situation.
Right.
But what we were talking about earlier, Jamie,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start doing a live stream on Wednesday nights if I have time.
Right.
And what I want to do is I'll talk about like current events and things like that. So like right now we have the hurricane that's going on. I know the
Right.
hurricane's over, but there's a lot of recovery efforts that are ongoing right now. Maybe talking about that a little bit. Maybe talking
Right.
about some of the potential like survival things that go along with that as well. So,
Right.
right now people are essentially stranded in some of these spots out there.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, Ozarks, I feel you completely. And so interesting thing is so the good thing about the Mark Twain National Forest, I'm out there camping. I rarely encounter people at night. I've heard that some folks will ride around on like their four wheelers or ATVs. I mostly encounter folks in the daytime, and
Right.
they're out maybe cruising around, checking out some of the Forest Service roads, things like that. But fortunately, I've never had an issue with anybody out here. And in fact, I try to go very remote. And so if I run into somebody, the thing that would concern me the most is you might run into some local that the forest, the way it is here in my district, it's like a patchwork quilt of federal public land and then private property. And so you drive through some of these routes that are the diesel heater just told me thank you for using me and I wish you a safe journey. But yeah, you go down some of
Whoa.
these routes and you might look to your left and see a great spot, but that's private property. And then you look to your right and that is public property. And so you might encounter someone who they may live there, not realize that I'm camping on public property, and so they might come out and try to interfere with the camp trip because Jamie, where we went. Remember, we went out and was it the Manistee National Forest?
Yep, the Manistee National Forest.
So out there in the Manistee National Forest, if you remember, some of those roads had like houses and stuff on them, and then we found some nice trails that just went way off into the wilderness
Right.
essentially. but
Right.
it's highly possible that someone thinks that that's like their backyard or something, you know,
Right.
or
But
they
there is
just don't want
possibilities.
strangers out there.
There's definitely
The Gulf of
possibilities of.
Mexico coast of my Florida county got hammered. How are you doing there with the flooding then, Mike? Are you do you have your energy, electricity, and water back, or are you guys out there with minimal resources right now?
Hmm, we got 7 people watching, 6 thumbs up right now.
Nice. So the most like I guess intense things that I've heard is that up around the Tennessee and North Carolina border, there's a lot of flooding that has destroyed sections of the Interstate 40 area. And Marketplace Boutique, whose premiere were you watching?
Hers.
Her she had a premiere. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what kind of content does Marketplace Boutique make?
She does kayaking, biking, goes to flea markets, all kinds of stuff. She does a lot of different things. She's kind of a jack of all trades.
Okay,
Hiking, biking, kayaking, uh, marketplace, flea market, stuff like that. eBay. She does all kinds of stuff.
sounds like she gets around and has a good time there. All right, Mike
Yeah.
says I was good because the east side of the county is away from the coast. I was just worried about trees falling on the house. Thankfully, yeah, hey, thankfully no damage. That sounds good. So did you have flooding in the house or did it get close and not go past like your precipice or whatever?
Oh shoot. No flooding in my area.
Okay. Walmart was completely flooded up to the waist. Were people floating around in there in a canoe trying to shop? Nah, I shouldn't joke
Floating
about
around.
it, but I'm actually curious to see because this has
Right.
been kind of interesting to me. Is I really have not heard much about like on the news about this or in my feed or anything on my social media, and that kind of interests me because I have no true like knowledge of what's going on out there. Like how severe is it? And it's interesting to me. Obviously, I'm here on the live stream here, so I'm not doing research on that right now. But I'm really just
Right.
curious what the totality of the situation is there, and what kind of
Right.
response are we getting from federal, local government and stuff like that. Jamie, how's your fire doing?
Let me flip it around. I might have to put some pieces in there. I probably should. Right now, it's not too bad up here, but I should put some pieces in there.
Yeah.
Let me get- Oh no.
Oh yeah. So like I was saying, my our live stream last night
Yeah.
inspired me to I want to start like a Wednesday night, maybe like 7 p.m. Central live stream series
Ah,
because it's
I'm
low
sad.
effort and it's a great way to connect with people. And so on my channel, I'll have a special guest on Wednesday, um, which you may have seen him. I've done some videos with him. That Jack Monkey Jeep
Yeah.
backyard trucker. How is your guest? Who I'm guessing you're saying who. So my name is Mario, and I'm from another channel called Adventure Gear TV, and it's kind of awkward because up until a few weeks ago, my channel was Off Grid Adventure. Jamie and I have done some videos together, camping, hiking, some real fun videos, and so I called him tonight to tell him about my little diesel heater project that I had going on, and I didn't realize he was live streaming. So he wanted to pull me into his live stream, and I
I,
felt
I was like, yeah, come on in.
happy to join.
and And actually, last night I was on your live stream as you were showcasing your award from YouTube for 100K subscribers.
Yeah, you asked me about YouTube, the coach situation yesterday, and I wanted to
Yeah,
tell you I do have access to a live chat on YouTube where I can
right,
contact YouTube directly. So if something happens that I need to, I can actually go into studio and chat with someone on YouTube. It's almost like a help desk, right?
right.
So if I
Mar
have
Mario,
issues, so something crazy happened about a year ago. One of my videos, it had like a bot attack. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it
yeah,
suddenly got like 50,000 views.
right,
And I was worried. I was like, hey, I don't want anything to do with any of this. So I contacted the chat and I was like, hey, I just want you to know that I have a strong suspicion that I'm getting bot attacked on my channel.
right.
And they put a stop to it and they fixed everything up. But you never want anything to do with bots on your channel, if that makes sense.
So how did you know it was what leads
Because
you
my
on?
channel is
Because
primary in
you've
English. Go ahead.
huh? Well, you've had viral videos so that have hit up into
Right.
the millions. So
So this is how
how
I
did you
knew.
actually okay,
I knew because my channel is primarily in English, and a lot
right,
of the comments were in Spanish. And I
right,
checked the views, and they weren't watching in the Spanish language. And the
okay,
comments weren't directly related to the topic of the video.
okay,
So, like, the video was about a power station, and I was getting comments like, "His dog looks really nice," you know. But there
right.
are no dogs usually in my video. The only dog actually, there's been two dogs on my channel. You know
And
what
one of
dogs
them
have been
was
on my
Bella.
channel?
Bella. Bella was one of them. Bella actually rode in your van.
Bella rode in my van, and she was very well behaved.
Yes, he was.
And then, do you remember who the other dog was? You know her.
Oh, I do. I'm drawing a blank.
She's got red hair.
Oh, yeah. She's got that van. She's oh man. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. She got the red hair. Uh, she's all spunky and full of energy all the time.
So let's see. So her name is Charlie Grace.
Yeah, Charlie Grace.
I don't know. Can I comment in here? I don't think so. Hooties, can you
Yeah,
comment my channel name if you're still listening? It's
yeah, I
Adventure
can
Gear
drop it
TV.
over from my I can drop it from my I'm gonna drop it from my iPad right now.
So actually, there were three dogs on the channel because there was Bella, and then
Yep.
Rosie Bell Dog was Charlie Grace's dog,
Right?
and then one of my videos early on, the guy named Roy had a dog. Unfortunately, I can't remember the dog's name right now. But him and his dog were traveling the USA in his teardrop trailer, and very interesting story there. You know,
Okay.
I haven't heard
I'm
from him
get
in a while, but I'm curious how he's doing. Oh,
I'm
actually,
do
I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth here. I had a fourth dog, which was RV Rebel Girl has a dog as well.
right.
So now that I think about it, there's been a lot of guest appearances on my channel by dogs.
All
Merton and
right.
Sue, they did not have a dog, but they had a really kind of sad story about how their dog had passed away right before they started their van life adventure that they had going on.
I had to do that from my tablet or my iPad.
That's fine. So you were able to. Oh, you commented. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I just dropped your link to your channel in case anybody wants to go check out my famous star.
All right. So as a professional that does a lot of live streams, is this the
Right.
only way we can go together on a live stream in the vertical, or
Uh,
could we do horizontal?
you used to be able to go horizontal, but I can't do it anymore. So I don't know what they did. They changed something up. I don't know if you can go horizontal. Maybe Marketplace Boutique knows.
Hey, Ozark's Great Adventure, shoot me an email on go to if you get a chance, go to my channel. Shoot me an email, contact@adventuregeartv.com, and or look me up on Facebook.
Yeah,
Um, my
I'll
on
send it.
Facebook.
I'll send it to you, Ozark Great Adventures, on Messenger. See, I'm really good friends with him too. Uh, Adventure Gear TV. So he's he's one of my friends. He sent me the hat. I've got I have a tumbler with his channel on it, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, so
So
he's
me
got
and
a
him,
lot of channel swag, huh?
no, no, I mean, yeah, but I mean, he's an upcoming star. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and he's a good friend of mine. So he's not just somebody just popping in the chat. Me and him chat like me and you chat.
Okay. Nice. Yep.
If that makes any sense to you, me and him chat the
You
same
know,
way
I would
me
have
and
to
you
say
chat.
that's my favorite thing about my experience on YouTube is I have
Right.
met so many people that do not necessarily the same thing that I do, but just so many interesting people through just my YouTube experience. You know,
I'm gonna throw some wood in this fire, so don't go nowhere.
yeah, you've got to keep that fire going.
Yeah,
You got
cause
to get up
it
early
the
tomorrow.
no, I'm off till Monday.
Off till
I'm
Monday,
trying to
best way to
enjoy
be.
this. I'm off. I'm trying to enjoy this campfire.
Okay, so
And I
Marketplace Boutique said you have to choose horizontal before live. And I was messing with it earlier, and when I
it wa
chose the option to add a guest, it made me rotate my phone back. And so I don't
it does.
know
It does. You can't go live together with somebody
because I would really love to
horizontal,
have more of this. But the way it's set up right now, the chat is below us on the screen.
right?
And so I don't know how it looks because I've only done I've never seen one of these live streams in person. I've just been on them, which is funny,
Right.
right? Yeah, you got some perfect wood there.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a couple more pieces. I want this fire going.
So I pulled my drink out of my fridge. It's sweaty because it's sat here, but this is what I wanted to. This is the beverage I want to enjoy tonight. It's a lot of people don't like it. Some people can't flavor it or stand the flavor of it, and it's like soda water. It has the carbonation of like a Coke or a Pepsi, but none of the flavor. It's just water flavored, but I love them.
Right. I bet I get a fire now. Once that takes off, we're gonna have a fire.
This always gives me the hiccups as well.
Yeah, Ozark Great Adventure. You might get a chance to do a little collaboration. That would be pretty cool. I'd love to see you two collaborate and do
Yeah.
some kind of little camping video.
Yep. So if he emails me, we'll look up. We'll probably link up. The place was I don't know. Are you familiar with the place? I think it's called Flat Top. And if so, just let us know. That's
Right.
about an hour and a half south of where I am. Um, and I'll share with you a little. I mean, it's essentially impossible to find where I'm at, even if I told you where I'm at. But oh, you can't do the sparkling water hooties because you've tried several kinds and still can't drink it. Um, so the interesting thing is, I've tried flavored sparkling waters like the LaCroix or that kind of stuff, and I don't like any kind of artificial flavor. So for me, the CO2 because it's carbon dioxide in the water, it just it's just refreshing. I don't know. It's ridiculous, right?
I'm gonna try to get a. I'm gonna try to. Oh shoot.
All right, so this heater's been off for a little while. The exhaust is already cold. The outlet is already cold as well, so cools off pretty quick. I gotta reel this giant hose in. Let's see here.
Oh, that didn't work too good.
All right. So I want to reel this hose in.
I'm trying to snap a split screen for a thumbnail.
What
Smile
a
at the
long hose,
camera.
right? Almost done.
You're all right.
All right, so that's like a slinky now. So the one of the things I'm realizing is once you open the hose, like from brand new, it never really locks back into place again. So I'm almost gonna need like a bag or something to put this hose in when I'm not using it. All right, that's not gonna work. That's fine. It was basically like a giant dryer hose, right? All right, let's see. Ozark Great Adventures. Lower, when me and you tried to go live, I didn't see the button that said chat with member or whatever that is, but I have seen it since. You thought that was a casket on my vehicle there?
That's a tent on the top.
Oh, oh, casket.
Ye-
Okay.
Yeah, that's a tent. That's a rooftop tent.
So I've got a lock that there's a lock here and then a lock here, and the keys are inside. So to open that tent, I've got to unlock both of those straps.
One of these,
Yeah,
one of the close-ups where you look in like this might end up being the thumbnail. Get up close. Hang on. Get up close. Do it.
I'm gonna go cross-eyed if I get any closer.
No, right there.
All right. So the next thing I'm gonna do is take these two boards, or you see, I always put my jack or my jack stand on here, but I'm gonna take a couple of boards and screw them to the bottom of that diesel heater. That way, it doesn't contact with the surface and burn anything. I think something else I need is just a straight extension cable for the power.
Yeah.
That way, I can take that heater and put it maybe a couple feet away from the vehicle. Backyard Trucker says this is hilarious.
Hey, we're here for your entertainment purposes. At least I am.
So what I'm struggling with right now is because we're live, right? I don't want to leave my electrical tape, and then wire cutters, marketplace. Oh, our best friends, backyard trucker. Okay, interesting. I had to think for a second. I was like, marketplace. What are you talking about? And then I've got a bunch of these 4-inch diameter, old school style screw hose clamps.
Right.
And what I'm gonna do with that diesel heater is take a Y adapter and make it so I can have two outlets on the diesel heater.
Right. So you
Yep.
got a massive refrigerator on there too. Is that a refrigerator freezer, the ice co?
Yeah, I've got it set only in fridge mode though. So let's see here. You can see it.
It's massive, dude.
So I think this is a 60 liter. Okay.
Jeez, oh Pete's. Wow, that thing is massive. Those aren't very cheap,
I accidentally un or disconnected it when I had that diesel heater in there. So
did you?
luckily I checked because I do have that fridge full of food because I'm always ready to go camping.
Right.
You know.
And how long so do you got that running to your big power station then in back there?
Yep. So I've got that running to the power station,
And that'll
and
run for days, won't it?
oh yeah, it'll
Literally.
run for days for sure. You know. All right, Jamie, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go. I can't sit these down without putting them where they go because I know if I
Right.
sit them down in the wrong space, I'll never see them again. So I've got to go put them.
I do the same thing. Go ahead, take care of it. Do what
Yep.
you got to do. We'll be right here waiting. So, guys, that's Adventure Gear TV. If you're just tuning in, make sure to smash the thumbs up and share it out with a friend. And he's back.
I am back. What did you guys see here? So there's the light. Did I tell you about that light at all?
Oh my God, that light is awesome.
So what I need to do is plug it in because it has a battery inside of it,
Right?
but it runs off of a DC outlet.
Oh, so you can
And
easily you can put into your solar generator.
yep, and if I hit the button, well, the problem is because it has this outlet right here. That's the same
Right?
outlet that my fridge uses.
Uh-oh.
But let me show you
You only
something.
you, what's going on? Are you short of generators?
No, let me show you.
He's got like 40 of them.
All right. So I've got the Blue Eddy AC 240 in the bed there.
Yeah. Uh-oh, what do you
That's
got
the
there?
expansion battery for it. And I just took it out because it weighs like 100 pounds. Well, like maybe 50 pounds, right?
So
And
the amount of power you got right there is almost enough to run a house, ain't it?
oh yeah, that'll definitely
An emergency situation.
yeah, I would take the plug off too. And in fact, this it has oh oh almost all of my power stations actually have one of these inputs. Let me see
What
real
is
quick. I've got another power station. I'm gonna grab.
what is that input called?
It looks like a 5521 or a 5525. If it's the right one, give me a second.
Right. Now, in case you guys don't know, he's the master of power stations. He has them all.
All right.
His collection of power stations just keeps
So this
spinning.
is what's annoying about some of these power stations. This looks, I don't know if you can see that. It looks almost like that size one,
Right.
but it's the wrong size. So can't use that.
Well, I don't think that you're in any shortage of power stations that could possibly work. Bingo.
All right. So I'm going to plug that in for now. And I think it's down to one battery bar. So maybe it is time. It
Is it
will only
blinking or
go. So now that it's at one battery, it'll
yeah?
only go to the second highest setting.
Well, that's not bad. It's still pretty bright. I mean, it's like dark here, so I see you really well.
All right. So now it's charging. You see?
Yeah. Does that so it's got pass through charging then and it'll run it? It is super light. Yeah, right. So how's right? Still pretty good.
And high.
That's almost like daylight. It's almost like
Yeah, so
daylight.
that's pretty crazy here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hootie says, and where is it that I can get that light? Probably like Amazon or something. I'm sure Jamie here, Jimmy Boy, will post a link probably in the video description. So this light, what I was saying about the settings on it is when it's plugged into the power station, it has 4 settings. And then when the battery's full and it's disconnected, it has 3 settings. And then as the battery starts to die, it goes down to 2 settings.
Right.
And obviously, the less intensity, the longer it will last.
Right.
And so now that it's plugged in, I can keep it on max mode. But honestly, for me, my I'm holding my tripod because it's a little selfie stick that's about to fall over. Can you see it? It's
Where's your
just
big
going away.
tripod? What? Where's your big
Um,
tripod?
in the Jeep. So I've got so as you can see, I've got pillows, sleeping bags. I've got a chair, but my tripod's under the pillows here. I don't know if anybody else can relate to this feeling, but my phone is echoing, so I can hear everything I say, and I
I don't
hate the sound of my voice.
I don't hear it at all.
Yeah, I
Zero.
think it's I
Nothing.
think it's something with me messing with the settings earlier.
Yeah.
All right. Backyard trucker says I'd take that plug off and hardwire a different end on it for direct hookup. And that's you might have missed it at the beginning of the video. I was working on my diesel heater and I had installed a XT60 connector on it so that I could plug it directly into that power station. I appreciate it, guys. About the sounds good. I like it. The funny thing is, I've been on YouTube for about 5 years. I am self-conscious about the sound of my voice,
Well,
and I'm
you
sure
sound
everybody does,
good.
right?
You sound good. We're not hearing what you're hearing. It's crystal.
Yeah, Jimmy Boy looks like a gold miner in this shot. He looks like a gold miner every time I see him.
The beard is getting crazy.
From the land of the
Ah,
misfits, right?
matey.
Gypsy and the Van Life Gorilla. Interesting channel name. Can I see this from here?
Yeah, he actually doesn't live too far from me, and we're looking at
Okay.
possibly doing a collab here shortly. He's just
All
down
right.
in just the lower part of Ohio, so not too far from us at all.
Yeah, not too far away.
No.
But let me start putting some of this stuff away here because soon I'm gonna have to call it a night.
All right. Same here. I'm gonna have to call it too pretty soon. So yeah, pack up
But
the
I want to leave
Jeep.
this, so let's do this. Let's get this
Okay.
light put up.
All right.
You know.
All right.
And the good thing is I can use it.
So what we have here is my friend Adventure Gear TV, and he just popped on tonight to show his Jeep off and what he's working on with it, with his upgrades and the diesel heater. And Jimmy Boy is currently, if you just let me flip the camera around, at a bonfire. I would have to say this night actually turned out pretty darn nice. Sitting here, had some steak.
So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that light plugged in since it was dying, and I'm gonna let it recharge. But I'm gonna turn it off and let it
Right,
recharge, obviously.
right. Well, thank you, Whiskey Adventures. Nice to see you, my friend. And Adventure Gear TV just hit his 100,000 subscribers. And yesterday, I was actually on his live, and he was showcasing his plaque on live, me and him. And we were doing a little celebration video for him because I've been cheering him along the way, cheering him along the way.
Yeah. Yep.
I was
Celebration.
just, yeah, the celebration last night. I was just talking about how you just, well, you're over 100K now, but we had a little celebration and you invited me on to unveil that masterpiece, that nice plaque you got.
So I got my confirmation because I contacted YouTube
Right,
and because I changed my channel name.
right.
I had to pay for it, but they're gonna send me a new plaque.
Oh, wow.
And so the new plaque will come in the next month or so.
Right.
And the reason
So,
is obviously that I changed the channel name from Off Grid Adventure to Adventure Gear TV. I
right,
honestly feel better after doing that. And I've heard a lot of bigger creators. I'm not big, obviously, but the bigger ones, even at like 1 million subscribers or something, they will rebrand their channel as well for similar reason. Like hey, they want a channel name that potentially is universal to what they're talking about or their topic of their
right,
channel.
right.
So
So, what you're saying is your name that you chose actually fits your channel more.
I think it fits better because, as you saw, I was here messing with this diesel heater.
Right.
You know, like
And
so messing with the technology.
there's a lot of adventure gear stuff that you show on your channel.
Exactly.
It's a kind of a off-grid adventure TV type style.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's pretty sweet. All right. What do you think? Did we do it? Give me
I
a
think
high
we did
five.
it, Jamie. Nice talking to you,
Give,
man.
give me a high five. High
I'm gonna
five.
try to
Look.
make sure I contact you before I call you next time to make sure you're not live streaming.
It don't matter, dude. I dropped a chit chat with you. You know how it is.
Yep. All right,
All
man. Have a
right,
good one.
take care, my friend.
Yep.
Later. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Cut.